Hey guys, it's Benedictines the vegan. Have you guys realized that society is a cult? It's one big cult. If you have not realized that you are in a cult, I do not blame you at all. I mean, it's a big cult and you were born in it. So I understand why you have not realized that you are in a cult. But after watching this video, you actually realize that you are actually in a cult. There are lots of things that you are doing that are sick. And you do not even realize that these things that you are doing are actually sick. Why? Because you've been brainwashed. And you do not even realize that you've been brainwashed. It is possible to have different rules. It's not like the rules that we're following are the ideal rules. That's something that you must understand. These rules were made up by people, and these people were not even smarter than you. Now, these rules were made up by people. These rules were made up by the cult leaders. Now, these rules that you're following, that is why you find yourself doing crazy things that you do not even realize that these things are actually crazy. When you see people in small cults doing crazy things, you blame them. They do not realize that the things that they're doing are crazy because they've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed since you were little. Do you understand how hard it is to realize that you've been brainwashed, especially if you've been brainwashed since you were little? I mean, you were born in this cult. It's not like you were living in another civilization and you decided to come and experience what it's like being here. No, you were actually born in this cult. That is why many people do not realize that they're in a cult. But there's a lot of things that they are doing that are actually sick. See, if you were not brainwashed, you'd actually realize that these things are sick. The way that we're killing animals, the way that we imprison animals, that's sick. But we do not even realize that that is sick. Why? Because we've been brainwashed. We are hypocrites. We have double standards. We do a lot of messed up things without even realize that we're doing messed up things. The rules that we're following are totally stupid. If an alien came from another planet and had to watch us, I believe that it will conclude that they must just destroy the whole planet because we're sick. They'll be surprised. How can they be that sick? They're supposed to be the most intelligent species here on Earth, but they're retarded. And we are retarded. I'm not going to lie to you. People are retarded. It's not easy to realize it when you're in a cult. But you must look at how you are being treated here. You must look at how they do not allow you to have your rights. You don't even have the right to leave this cult. They make up the rules, right? They will tell you that you can't leave because that is wrong. Why is it wrong? I mean, is it not wrong to force someone to be part of this cult? See, they want to have double standards. Before I decided to come and record this video, I was watching this other video on Facebook. It was about this couple that were being charged. Their child died of malnutrition and dehydration due to neglect, so they were being charged. It's crazy. It's crazy that some people are like that, like they just neglected their child like that. But that made me think, every parent that is here should actually be charged. want to know why? Because they're bringing children into this world knowing them well that these children are going to die at some point. Death is inevitable. I know this might seem like a stretch, but because you are part of a cult, you do not even realize how crazy it is to bring a person into a world where they're going to die. They don't even get to live for themselves. They don't even really get to enjoy this life. It's not like people really enjoy being here. They're just addicted. See, they're addicted to this life. It's like giving a baby drugs. You give a baby drugs, and that baby becomes addicted to those drugs, and then end up wanting those drugs. And you tell yourself that, oh, I've done the right thing because that baby wants these drugs. No, you've got them addicted to those drugs. If you were in a cult where they were giving drugs to babies, you would not realize that is wrong. And when people tell you that, no, man, that is wrong, that is wrong, that is unfair, that is abuse, because you were brainwashed, you would think that the people that are telling you that is wrong are evil. They're bad. That is why it's hard for people to actually realize that having children is actually wrong, because you are making someone addicted to something that they didn't even need to be addicted to. It's not like there is any reason why people have to be addicted to this. It's not like there's any reason why people have to be here and experience this. There isn't any reason why a person has to experience this at all. They don't have to come and experience this. I do not have a child. What's the problem? Is there a problem? You realize that there is no problem. If I had a baby, I believe that baby would have suffered. Even if that baby was still young, like a month old, that baby would have, suffered. And for what? I mean, why are people suffering? They're suffering because we have decided that they must be here. But for what? What is the reason for bringing them here? Is there really a good reason for bringing them here? We might tell ourselves that, they're going to experience pleasure here. But what are the things that are going to give them pleasure here? Food? Food, you just eat for like 30 minutes. That's it. And a lot of people are not eating nice food, and the food is toxic, really. And there are a lot of animals that have to die for people to enjoy their meal. Sex? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? When you really think about it, it's a trap. That's how, people are brought here. People have sex, and then people are born here and they get brainwashed and they have sex as well. You can't just have sex for pleasure unless you're smart. The good thing is that we are not as dumb as we used to be. We can use contraceptives now, so it's better. But nature didn't give us contraceptives, just wanted us to reproduce. Competition, is that why we are bringing children into this world? So that they will compete. Not all of them are going to win. That's how jealousy is born. Why are we having children? Why do we feel like it's necessary that people get to suffer? Because if you just want to say, it's because there's pleasure here, there's sex, there's food, there's relationships. The relationships ain't even working. People are complaining about relationships. How many people are in happy relationships right now? Relationships have become very toxic. You know, relationships have become very toxic. A lot of people can't even recover from some of their relationships because they were that toxic. So really, what is this all about? I mean, all the suffering, all the wars, depression, boredom for pleasure, really. Another thing that you must actually realize is that you're not even thinking about that when you have children. You're thinking about yourself. You've been brainwashed. You've been conditioned to believe that having children is what's going to make you happy, and it's not even supposed to make anyone happy. I mean, why should it make you happy? It makes you happy because you've been brainwashed. You see a baby and you smile and you're like, oh, this baby is cute. You know, that baby is going to grow old, and when they are older, they might end up doing a crime that's going to make you hate them. I remember watching this other video of Sam Harris having a discussion with someone. He was talking about a person that ends up being a psycho. It's like, we have to understand that that person was once a child. So at what point did they become a psycho? What happened for them to become a psycho? Because at some point that was just a child that we all love. The reason why people are doing things that do not make sense is because we are in a cult. They don't know why they're doing the things that they're doing. They don't know why they're having children. They don't know why they're sending their children to school. They don't know why they see it necessary to bring children into a world that is this sick, even when they are poor, even when they know that they can't take care of the child. Society is a cult. Look at the religions that people believe in. Does it make sense to you that people believe in the religions that they believe in? If you believe in a religion, does it make sense that other people believe in other religions? Does that make sense to you? You feel like their religions are stupid, and they also feel like your religion is stupid because it is, Doesn't that tell you something? People don't even realize how vulnerable they are. That's another problem. They do not realize how vulnerable they are. They don't realize how easy they are to manipulate. So, after getting manipulated, they don't realize that they were manipulated. They just think the ideas that they have are their ideas. They don't realize that they've been programmed to be who they are. They've been programmed to see the world the way that they see it. If they were born in a different world with different rules, they'll be playing by those rules, and they will not even dream of a world like this. They will not even dream of a world like this. They will think a world like this is sick. If someone from this world went into their world and told them that, yo, in my world, this is how we do things. We kill animals. We reproduce even when we're poor. We send kids to school. They have to attend classes until they're like 14, 15, 16. No, not even 14, 15, 16, like until they're like 25. The people in the other world will be like, damn, what the heck? But we're used to our madness. When you see people that are in a cult doing crazy things, you're like, these people are crazy. And they are. You're right. They are crazy. But you do not realize that you are also crazy. Because you've been in this cult since you were young. And it's a big cult. You can't really escape this cult. Because where are you going to go? So you have to be part of this cult. That is why it is not easy for people to actually realize that they're in a cult. They blame people that are part of a cult because they do not realize that they themselves are part of a cult. You see? It's easy for you to see other people's mistakes, to see other people's shortcomings, to see it when other people are being manipulated, but it's not easy for you to see when you are being manipulated. It's not easy for you to see your own shortcomings. It's not easy for you to see your own madness. The things that you're doing are normal to you, because these are the things that you've been conditioned to accept. These are the things that you've been programmed to want to do. You see? But you are in a cult. It's just a big cult. There are a lot of things that you're doing that are very destructive, that you do not even realize that these things are destructive. A lot of things that you're doing that are actually harmful, you don't even realize that these things are harmful. You've caused a lot of pain in this world, and you don't even realize that you've caused a lot of pain. There are a lot of people that have not amounted to anything because you have caused them pain that they couldn't recover from because of your ignorance. And you don't even know that. See, there are a lot of people who have suffered because of you, and you do not even know that. You look at yourself as a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a kind person. You see someone in a courtroom and you think you're better than them. No, I'm better than them. How can anyone do something that evil? No, you're not better than them. You're just in a cult. There are a lot of things that you're doing that are very, very wrong. The only reason why you are not in jail is because you are lucky. The rules favor you. That's the only reason you're not in jail. You are as evil as all the people that are in jail. I remember watching this other interview of Charles Manson. Charles Manson said, you need people like me. He was talking to the reporter. You need people like me to call a bad guy. You want the bad guy. You want a person like me so that you say, oh, that is a bad guy. I don't want to get hit by cars. So you want a person like me that you will call the bad guy. That made me think, that is actually true. Everyone is bad, but there are people that they want to blame in this world. Like, yeah, that one is the evil guy. I'm the good guy. That one is evil. No, everyone is bad, actually, because there are a lot of bad things that we're doing. If you have eaten meat before, you are evil. You are evil because you are eating the flesh of another animal that has been killed for you. I mean, what's the difference between the death of an animal and the death of a human? You might say, but an animal is just an animal. No, you've been brainwashed to believe that an animal is just an animal, right? It isn't true. It's not like we were born with instructions on how to live in this world. It's not like it is universally true that your life is better than the life of a cow. No, that isn't true at all. It's just what you believe because you've been brainwashed. You see? You don't even realize that other animals do feel pain as well. You just have more power than these animals. And when the people that are more powerful than you abuse you, you blame them. Oh, they're evil. They're going to go to hell. Ain't you going to go to hell for what you've done? All the harm that you've caused in this world? All the animals that you've killed, all the meat that you've eaten? Don't you deserve to go to hell for that? Think about it. You've been brainwashed. Your eyes are not open. You see, you are operating at a level of consciousness that is so low that you don't even realize that when you're doing horrible things. No one is better than another person in this world. We're all fucked up. That's what must be realized. We are all fucked up. We're all part of this stupid cult. Listening to the cult leaders. Following the rules. We don't even realize the amount of damage that we're causing by following the stupid rules. The amount of suffering that we're causing by following the stupid rules. The amount of trauma that we're causing by following the stupid rules. People grow up traumatized and end up doing fucked up things because we are following these stupid rules. There are a lot of people who do messed up things who are actually victims. We do not realize that these people are victims because we can't even think for ourselves. We've been brainwashed. People that are in a cult, people that are in small cults, can't even think for themselves. They're being given drugs sometimes, These drugs mess with their brains so they can't even think for themselves. The food that we're eating is fucking us up. The water that we'll be drinking, the TV programs that we'll be watching, the TikToks, the YouTubes, the Facebooks that we'll be using, fucking with our minds. All this shit is poison. That is why it's actually impossible for some people to actually wake up. It's only the brave ones that actually wake up. The ones that are willing to suffer for the truth. You are in a cult. Wake up. Thank you all, guys.